So the horse insurance thing. For those of you who hadn't seen the video, I was trying to get a horse insured. I know, as you do, general day-to-day life in this house actually is. And said horse had a 5-stage vetting. Now, you have to do that. A 5-stage vetting is the thing where if you're going to buy a horse, a vet comes and checks loads of bits on it and then says, basically, it's suitable for what you want to use it for, or it's not suitable for what you want to use it for. And if you don't have the 5-stage vetting, oh, by the way, that's not a smoke alarm. People keep saying, could you put a battery in your smoke alarm? It's something in the cellar. We don't know what it is that's running out of battery and we can't find it. I think it's a stopwatch. I don't know anyway. But vet came, did 5-stage vetting, horse, very good, absolutely fine, no problems, cracked heels, and cracked heels that would be fixed with proper shoeing. So anyway, I go to get said horse insured and they won't insure. They say, well, they will insure, they'll insure everything, but they say there's bits of it that they won't do, and they're going to do exclusions, which are hoof cracks, low heels and related conditions, side bone and related conditions, the navicular bone, closely associated structures, navicular disease and related conditions, basically the legs. So I go, hang on a minute, what are you talking about? As you can see from the 5-stage vetting, the vet said that there were no clinical issues with any of these things and they would be managed through a better farrier. There's no previous lameness, medical problem, surgery or vice declared. The right hind hoof appeared to have a medial quarter crack. This slightly increases the risk of foot abscesses and chipping of the foot and hoof, but these should be manageable. Radiographs were taken on the front feet, all fetlocks, hocks and back. These are largely unremarkable, may need chewing better to support the heels. There were an acceptable number of channels seen in the navicular bone, and I do not believe that to be of any significance. There was early mineralisation of the collateral cartilages on the front feet. I do not consider this to be of any clinical significance. So we've had twice there. We do not consider this to be of any clinical, can't say that, can I? Significance. Well, turns out the insurance people do think this is clinically significant. So they say they're not going to insure her legs. And I'm like, hang on a minute, why? We've had the 5-stage vetting as requested so that we can get insurance, and the vetting has said there are no clinical issues, but you are now saying there are exclusions to her policy because they said that she's got feet that may weigh at some point, maybe, possibly, be poorly. I mean, I'm putting that in layman's terms. So I go back and say, you can't hypothetically exclude things on a horse because you've decided that they may potentially have an issue. The vet has clearly said that they don't. And the whole point of getting the vetting is so that an expert, the vet, tells you whether your horse is in good form or not. So anyway, I appeal to a lady, and they talked me through the woman that I appealed to and who she is and what she is. I won't tell you her name, but she's a Mrs. Something Something, the customer experience team lead, investigated my concerns and has come back with, they stand by everything they said, signed by Mr. Something Something of the same name, the chief executive officer of this insurance company. I'm like, hang on a minute. We've got a husband and wife duo on this. So Mrs. Ding Dong is saying, well, we're absolutely not doing this, and I've read everything you've said, but I might actually make an exception on this tiny little bit here, which is effectively if she chips a nail, but everything else we stand up with. And then her husband agrees. Now, what do you think about that, my fine friends? Because you are often the voice of reason. What do we think about husband and wife team or father and daughter team? I don't know. He's a Mr. and they share the same surname, and it's not exactly a common surname. It's not like Mr. and Mrs. Smith, let's put it that way. So we've got a shared surname which would infer a possible relationship, and they've both said we're absolutely not insuring this, and they've given me a nice little leaflet. You'll love my little leaflet. It's another bloody ombudsman, isn't it? So I've got an uninsured horse for no reason of her own, with no issues at all as to why she can't be insured, but they just didn't fancy it on that day. And then I've got 4 pages of why they didn't fancy it, none of which actually mean anything or indeed back up any claim that she may be anything other than perfect, which by the way she is. She's gorgeous. She's 16.3, an Irish sports horse. She's got some Irish draft in her, so she's quite a big girl. She's my daughter's horse. Obviously I'm nearly 50. I'm not getting on the back of that. Do you think I'm mad? I don't ski. I don't ride horses. I do groom. I do ride horses. I'll hack her around the village, possibly, maybe, if someone holds my hand. But anything sort of extreme sporty, forget it. Anyway, she's cute. I like her. I lick her face quite a lot. And she's absolutely perfect and sound as a pound. Hasn't had a day lame in her life. Hasn't been poorly in her life. I mean, literally, there is no vet history of this horse because she's never needed any kind of medical attention. She's 12. That's quite good going for an event horse. That's like amazing going for an event horse. If I think of sort of like my same age and status, how much medical attention I've needed, it's significantly more than her. But yet this insurance racket, which is what it is, it's a complete racket, wants to take money from me every month to insure her for, well, nothing, because it's all excluded. Because the vet that did the vetting said she was absolutely brilliant. She had a slightly cracked hoof, which would be better with better farriering. And guess what? We've done better farriering. And guess what? It's better. But the insurance company have suddenly decided, it's Horse Emporium, by the way, if anybody wanted to know. They've decided that, well, whether you say it or whether you don't, we've got you over a barrel. You can't be insured. That's the end of that. Go to the Ombudsman if you don't like it. Damn right. Fucking will. Because if nothing else, I'm not going to win, but it will be lodged, won't it? It will take up somebody else's time, which is where I'm at the point, it's the same with the motoring ombudsman. I'm like, no, actually, if you just want to blanket riding roughshod, get what I did there, over the consumer, go for your life. I've got enough time now, these winter evenings are drawing in and there's sod all on the telly. I'll write some letters. So I'm going to. So obviously, like the motoring ombudsman, I dare say we'll get nowhere. But why do we have to put up with this when a vet, an expert, has done the required 5-stage vetting, and the 5-stage vetting has said there is nothing wrong with the horse, and the insurance company go, oh yeah, but we've not actually met your horse, we've never seen her, we've never actually physically examined her, but we think because they use the word foot in the same sentence as insurance, then that's a red flag, and we are not going to insure your horse because it's got a foot. That's how ridiculous it is. I'm so sorry I'm eating and talking. I haven't actually eaten all day today. My mum would go mad if she watches this, which she doesn't. She would say I was very rude, but I'm literally, if I don't eat the cucumber, I'm going to eat my arm, and that probably won't make for such good television or be as tasty. But anyway, so there you go. That's the update on the horse insurance, which is just another fire to put out. What do you do? Well, I guess you either shut up, carry on, don't bother doing anything about it, or you fight it. You know which camp I'm in, so let's get going. It'll be like Land Rover Mark II. Still got horsepower, and arguably better horsepower than the Land Rover, and arguably far more enjoyable to be on board. So I'll let you know how we get on with that. Anyone got any tips? We used to be with NFU for the old horse, who were absolutely brilliant, but they want £284 a month to insure this horse, whereas the other Horse Emporium wanted 83 or something, which is obviously why I went for them, because who's got £274 a month to insure a horse? 83 is daylight robbery, if you ask me. Or I just don't bother. But then you see, the thing is, if you don't bother, you end up with some whopping great bill. And she's my daughter's horse, and my daughter is 13. And if I say to her, oh, Polly's got blah, 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 but we can't fix it because she's not, you just don't. You don't have an animal that you can't fix if they need it. You should, well, I don't think you should. I think you should only have animals if you can afford their welfare, which I can't unless I've got insurance. So, yeah, we will have to see where this takes us. Down the slippery slope of, I can't say those words, my mum really would. This would typically be the one that she watches, and I'd say something really rude and she'd tell me off, so I'm not going to. But again, you can fill in the gaps. Right, I've made the salad. I need to call the kids and himself. It's tea time.